So yeah, I'm doing this particular video for beginners in AI automation and specifically n8n software, right? There are a lot of other softwares you could use out there. There are a lot of automation tools. Let me call them tools, right? There are a lot of tools you could use out there, but this is n8n, right? n8n.io, and you can use this to make your automations. Now, what advantage does n8n have over other tools, right? And Electron is very scalable, right? It's very, very scalable. And it's almost endless, it's almost endless, unlike Zapier, Make.com. Okay. So Electron has different branches, just like others have different branches. Okay, but this has more scalability compared to others. And you can see on my screen here, this is a VPS hosted. It's personally hosted, right? And it is I have all the features, or let me say almost all the features that n8n would give out there, right? I have them free of charge because I'm hosting this on my website. So you can host it on your personal cloud, you can host it on VPNs, you can even buy from n8n. If you want to host on n8n server, you just know that it's coming at a higher cost, and each category has its own limitation and its own advantages or its own capabilities it can serve, right? So you can either host on n8n or you host using on your laptop or your personal cloud server or VPS or anywhere you want to host, right? You can do that. Okay. Now, I'm going to just do a very quick introduction of the n8n screen. This is a VPS hosted, right? I'm going to do a very quick introduction. So right here you have the overview, and this overview, you have the production, you have the failed production, you have the failure rates, time, and all that. Then you have your workflows which you've built. You have all of them down here. Okay. Then here is you create workflow when you click on create workflow there, right? And always remember that whatsoever your workflow needs, like whatever you're building your workflow for, you have to name it accordingly to have that name, right? So you don't just so imagine you have workflow one, workflow two, workflow three, workflow four, workflow five, up to 20 on your workflow list, okay, and you want to look for particular workflow. You don't even remember the day you made that workflow. Trust me, you're going to have an issue remembering that particular workflow. So, which is why if you're making lead scraping, you name it lead scraping. So, for instance, let me just make this. Let me make this to be tutorial. Tutorial. Okay. Sorry about the spelling here. So let me make this tutorial, which means anytime I go there, I would know that okay, I'm looking for a tutorial workflow, which is this particular workflow on this screen here, right? Now, a workflow has um, the workflow has what it starts with. Now, take it like this: that you want to drive a car, right? You want to drive a car, and you have to do something to get that car started, so you can drive it. So the first thing you're going to look at is the trigger. Now, what is the trigger, right? What starts that car is starting the car key or pressing the button on the car, right? The starting button or the ignition button, right? Now you start the car. That is the trigger. You triggered the car. So something has to start the workflow. If for every workflow you build, something has to start it. It can be manually triggered. Look at manually trigger. Okay, let me just set all the triggers. This is manual trigger, and this is let me say trigger again. This is manual trigger. All right. This is chat trigger. This is chat trigger here. Sorry about that. This is chat trigger. I'll have Gmail trigger. I'm going to list all of them, these actions and trigger. I'm going to list all of them so you can see the basic difference, right? And even in the shape shows the difference, right? And this is sheet trigger. Let me use sheet trigger here. Let's use sheet trigger. Then I'll start listing the actions. All right. Sheet trigger. Okay. And let me also use webhook trigger. So I'm going to use webhook trigger here. webhook trigger, and I'm going to reduce this here. Now these are triggers. Okay, so I'm going to name all of these triggers. All right. Their shape is different, and but their shape is different. Let me add a sticky note and name it triggers. All right. Now these are triggers. All these are triggers over here. Okay, that triggers over here. Then I'm going to now these are what make it doesn't just end here. They don't end here. They have a lot of there are a lot of other triggers you can use as well. But these are just the few I can show you now, so you can start setting your mind on what trigger is, how triggers work, and all that. So these triggers are what makes the workflow to kickstart. Okay. Now you can manual trigger means when you click execute here, it sends data, right? But chat trigger means you have to send a chat here. So let me send a chat to say hi. You see, it will start, but it wouldn't return anything here, right? Then Gmail trigger is it has to pick data from the email, right? So it has picked a data. Then sheet trigger, if I should link this sheet to a spreadsheet, if I should link it, then it's going to pick data from that sheet, right? You can see plus one here, 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 and then this webhook trigger as well. Yeah, I have to take the test URL, go to Postman. Yeah, let me not do that right now. I don't want to do that so that I wouldn't get you beginners, like you're a beginner, and I wouldn't want to get you confused, right? Because this is I'm assuming this is your first time putting your eyes on n8n, right? Then here are actions. Okay, now this same sheet I put here, I'm going to put sheets here. You could see on my right hand side here, you'd see actions have come up first and trigger went below. But before trigger came up, all right, so I'm going to choose append here because it's an action. You can see it here now that the shape is different. All right, so Gmail, where is that same Gmail. All right, send a message. I'm going to pick these same items here. Okay, look at it here. Gmail here. Then chat. Sorry, I'm going to say respond to chat. Respond to chat. Okay, and respond to chat is still going to have its own here. Then webhook. Webhook. Respond to webhook. So what's respond to webhook is now here, all right, without now their shapes are different. On the trigger side, you can see that they can only send to the right, all right. On the trigger side, I just zoomed it so you can see it here. But on the action side, they can receive and they can send out. They can receive and they can send out. You can see. So let me put the sticky notes here, identify them as actions. Okay. Let me put the sticky notes here, identify them as actions. So these are actions. All right. So these are actions here. Okay. So you're new to n8n, you just need to understand this that the ones up here, the triggers here, the triggers here are the ones that starts the workflow, while this action here are inside the workflow, things you need them to do, right? You want to do something inside the workflow, the actions, but you want to start your workflow. So your workflow triggers can be any of the nodes, it can be anything. Now, depending, it's absolutely depending on the business problem you want to solve. And mind you that all workflows you must have, and you need to start getting this mindset from now, like from time, right? That all workflows or all automations have a unique problem they are solving. They also have pain points they are pointing at, right? And they have unique nodes and everything they are going. So, someone doing A today and you doing that same A, you might actually have different workflows, right? It must not be exactly the same thing. So you need to start having that mindset on time that For every workflow you build, you're not just going to build a generic workflow. You're going to build something that has um, that solves unique problem, right? So this is bringing you to automation, getting you getting you a kind of get you used to the interface and all right. So I'm going to also with time take you through this class. So see you in the next video where I would have to start building a very simple automation to get you started with your n8n. Now, register on n8n. I do not have a link where I can direct you to because I'm not going to. I'm not really interested in earning from it, right? But I just want you to watch the video that I created with n8n, and yeah, that is it. So thank you, and want to see you in the next video. Anything is for people who want to make the real money. So I am Chiefs, AI automation specialist.